It's the 3rd of June, another sleepy, dusty Delta day. Makes you want to sing a song, doesn't it?
No.
A sad song, though.
But it is a nice night, isn't it?
It
It's really
is.
the weather's. We've earned our evening tonight. So all the weather we've had.
Yeah, we're in Rouses Point, but there is a little smoke in the sky.
Yes, that
Canadians,
correct. Yeah.
something I guess we have to get used to, because the last year, the year before, it started happening. And we're not here to talk about the smoke, we're here to talk about pleasant weather, though, because that's what's going to happen when this event takes place. We're here to talk about it. Who are you, first of all?
Christina Robert, I am the chairperson this year for the Rouses Point 4th of July Independence Day celebration.
Wow, you've really risen over the years, huh?
Yeah.
That's right.
And who are you?
I'm Jason Borey, and I'm just helping. So I don't have an official title. Maybe,
No, you're the parade coordinator.
Okay, so I'm the parade coordinator, but I don't have any other title than that. So direct all official questions towards the chairperson.
And the chair may or may not recognize you when you when you ask your question.
That's very true.
Facts.
All right, so we're here to talk about, what's the official title of the first? Stars and Stripes?
Rouses Point Stars and Stripes on the Lake celebration.
Okay, so the only thing that goes on the lake, though, is actually the fireworks.
Correct.
Outside of that, the parade's not on the lake.
No.
So,
Nope.
all right.
And we did have a conversation maybe about bringing back some of the boat parade with lights and stuff, but I'm not 100% sure that's actually going to happen. So if it does, it'll be a nice surprise, but that's not 100% yet. So.
Yeah, that was a nice little item. We had a couple of years that they did that.
Yeah.
So what are the dates?
So it starts on Friday, June 27th, and ends Sunday, June 29th at the fireworks.
All right, so
So-
all kinds of events, and of course, hard to do something, particularly in the summer, without a conflict. And I know graduation night. You're probably aware of that, Jason, being a teacher.
And I've already told the committee, I'm like, unfortunately, I'm not going to be around Friday night. I'm going to be at the high school. So, yeah, it's just the school year is going late this year. Rouses Point traditionally does the last weekend in June. If it happens to bleed a little into July, but we like to try to stay away from actual 4th of July because there's so many other things going on around the area. Burlington, City of Plattsburgh, a lot of the other municipalities, they're kind of running right around the 3rd or the 4th of July. So we try to do a little earlier than that.
Right across the lake, Alberg
That is
has
correct.
the 4th
Correct.
of July every year.
That's right.
Except one year I showed up and they didn't have it. But every other year they're on the 4th of July. Okay, so you got all kinds of notes here, and I'm sure there's all kinds of things you want to tell us, and it's going to be a fun day. You know, I grew up in the summertime. We would be baling hay on the 4th of July and that weekend, and our event was sitting down at night and watching the fireworks at my yard at home.
Oh, wow.
Didn't get to see the parade, but when you got to throw bales, you got to throw bales.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's right.
Make hay while the sun shines. All right, so who wants to?
So
Lead us off, yeah.
we'll start off with Friday. Friday, we don't have a whole lot going on. We do open at 5 o'clock with food trucks. And we also have 5 o'clock summer playing at the stage at 7. They end at 10, along with our beer tent, which is sponsored by Frenchies this year. So the food trucks that we have on Friday is Baker's Burgers, which is a new up-and-coming food truck in the area. And we also have the hockey club that's going to be opening up their stand, and they're doing sausage and peppers, hot dogs, hamburgers, stuff like that.
Those are popular things.
Yes.
And speaking of popular, 5 o'clock somewhere is probably the most popular band in the area. So
Correct.
Yes.
people will come.
We
to
had
that.
them for a fundraiser back in December, and there was a lot of people that showed up with that just because of who the band was. So
Yeah, they have a great following.
they do,
Yeah.
and they're great.
Yeah, so it's I wouldn't call that a light rollout, but there's definitely going to be food. There'll be libations, so for those people that are looking for an alcoholic drink, that's going to be available, and of course the music. So an opportunity to get the weekend started on Friday night. So it's not light. It's just maybe not quite as many activities as we've had in the past, but it's still a good start to the weekend.
Oh, definitely.
We will have games set out along the pathway, in the grass and stuff for people to enjoy for the night. You know, just something to give them a little activity And then on Saturday, we have bounce houses coming down for the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, for the kids to enjoy. And starting Saturday at 9 a.m. is the fire department coin drop, which they do every year. And we also are advertising, we are not involved with the skating club. They are doing a pickleball tournament inside starting at 9 a.m. and then again at 11, depending on the level of players.
And the ice is gone, so don't bring your skates.
Yes, correct. So the bounce houses start at noon, and then we also have at 3 o'clock Busco Bandits coming down to play at the stage. The beer tent will be open for that as well. And starting at 7, Taylor the Valley Hurtful Band will be down there to play until 10. So
you've got a,
we got a packed,
Taylor Valley, and wow.
We have a packed Saturday.
Yeah, some nice, for those that understand our local bands, which are very popular, we're showcasing them over the course of the weekend. So we encourage people to come out and not just enjoy themselves, but also they're supporting their local artists by doing that. So Saturday, a little early to start off with the kids, and then it gets a little bit more for the adults as the afternoon and the evening goes on. So yeah, and there's food trucks there too. So on Saturday we have Cousin's Maine Lobster, which is a popular one. A lot of people in the area like that. They're only here on Saturday, so if you like Cousin's Maine Lobster, the food truck's only going to be here on Saturday. Other ones that are here on Saturday include Adirondack Food Therapy. Baker's Burgers will be back. There's the Authentic Italian Caracolia.
Yeah,
I'm not sure we're pronouncing that.
Correct.
But, and Tammy's Lunchbox, so they'll be here. So quite a nice offering on Saturday for food options for.
You're saying here, you're seeing it at the rec center.
At the rec center, yes.
That is correct. Yeah, this is where. Yeah, so it's good you bring that up, Calvin, because that's really the epicenter of most of the activity is going to be at the rec center. That's for people that know it's right across the street from the fire department, Gino's, and Sticks and stuff. So there'll be parking stuff available for them there, and of course they can enjoy all the food and the entertainment that's there. Now there is no admission to get into.
Correct.
No admission cost.
That's right. Yeah.
No, there's admission.
Yeah. So yes, we want people to show up, but there is no cost to people showing up here. So the music is covered. If you want drinks and food, obviously that is not covered. You'll have to pay for that. And how do the bouncy houses work?
The bounce houses, we have not established pricing yet as to that. There will be a day fee, which they'll be able to get a bracelet for and just bounce as much as they want during that day.
You mentioned games on Friday. You're talking about darts,
So-
throwing darts, that type of games?
There's an inflatable dartboard. We're not going full on darts. But we also
type of games, the
yeah.
carnival type games that you're
Yes.
talking about?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we'll have like cornhole. We have like the mega Connect 4 and stuff like
So
that.
you can win a stuffed animal type of things or not?
We don't.
No
We don't
stuffed
do that.
animals?
Those are just out for free. No
Just to
cost
play.
on us. Just to play. Yes.
Okay. No
No
carnival.
carnival games. No.
Okay. All right. So don't let me interrupt you too many times here.
No, that's okay. But it's good. Yeah. The big to do. So again, Saturday night there's a lot of great music, food. The beer and alcohol will be available as well. Then Sunday's the big everything, right? So Sunday's the day that we have the parade, the fireworks. We have the chicken barbecue at the fire department. There's a lot going on. Plus, we also have music, the beer tent. Are the bouncy houses here on Sunday
Bounce
as well?
houses are here on Sunday as well. Yes. There is no beer tent on Sunday. I will correct that.
Oh, I'm so sorry. My bad. It's
Just so that way, people know that there is no beer tent Sunday. But Ryan Hampton's band, North Country Revival, will be playing at 7:30 until the fireworks start. And if anyone's looking for a great spot for the fireworks, right behind the rec center, has such an amazing view. And there's honestly not even packed back there.
Okay. Where are they going to shoot them off from?
Sportsman's. So there's shooting them off of Sportsman's Pier, so it's the perfect view back there with no trees.
Right. Yeah, but most of the places along Lake Street, you can,
Yeah.
you can get a view
Yes.
of them.
Yes. So another
For
spot
my
is
front
the
yard.
Anchorage. Yeah.
But you got to throw some bales first.
Comes with the price. That's funny.
Right. So, in front of the old Anchorage is another good spot that can be seen, as well as the pier right in town, right over the lake. So,
And the library also has a lawn, and people can set their chairs up and stuff there as well. And if people have boats, that's another thing. You can definitely take your boat out on the lake, and you can witness the fireworks right from the lakeside. So.
Yeah, we want the Albergers to come over here, but they can stay in Alberg and still
Yes.
still see the
That's right.
fireworks.
That's right.
correct.
And we have the same provider of the fireworks that we've had for the last few years now.
Correct.
So people that have come to see the fireworks over the last few years, we feel like it's Santor's, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So they do a really nice job putting together an extended viewing where it's pretty consistent, where the fireworks are going off, they're simultaneous, as opposed to maybe people remember many years ago where it was maybe you'd pause before the next one would go off. So this is much more, I guess, orchestrated or choreographed. And they've been, it's a good 20-minute show, 25-minute show. So we're very pleased. So please come enjoy the fireworks. And if you come for the parade, the fireworks are not long after.
Right.
So
Now, you got fireworks, you got bands. This costs money.
Yeah.
You guys funding it yourselves?
No.
The two of you? No? Between the two of you?
We do a lot of fundraising throughout the year to help bring the money in. And we have a lot of very good sponsors along the year that also pitch in to help out. So Frenchie's obviously a big one with the beer tent. They are supplying all the alcohol for us. And then another big one is the Adirondack Penny Saver out of Plattsburgh. They've done a lot of advertising for us on their screen outside, as well as helping us get some stuff like flyers and that printed for us. And a few others is, the Village of Rouses Point, the town of Champlain.
Montgomery, Montgomery Post 912 right here, the American Legion. They host all of our meetings. They donate. They help provide basically the conduit to allow us to have this event. So many thanks to them and the work of Bob St. John. He's a great asset. He's our treasurer. Is very, very helpful. We have Market 32 has also donated.
Sometimes known as Price Chopper.
That's correct.
Yes.
As well as First Choice Restoration. It's Barry Racine's company. So there's several businesses and our municipalities that are reaching out to ensure that this tradition remains as part of our community, which is really great.
Yeah. Now you have a committee. I assume you're full. You don't need anybody else to join. You want?
Oh, no.
No?
We are always accepting volunteers throughout the year, weekend of, day of, whatever you want to do. Feel free to come down and help out.
Yeah, we'll list some of the volunteers here. We got Christina, of course, Susie Chapman. She helps us with all of our advertising, our website. Susie's she's just so creative, and she's helps us with our Facebook page. So she really does. I would not say she's just a creative mind, but she also does a lot of the publicity stuff for us too. So many thanks to her. Karen Weierstahl, who was committee chair for many years, she's still involved. Maxine Barcombe, she helps coordinate some of our entertainment as well as the food trucks
And our fundraising.
and fundraising. Yeah. Lori Langlois, she's always here. She's helping us. She reaches out to people that we need greater connections with. A lot of thanks to her. Donna Langlois as well. Jerica Manning, she's helped out quite a bit with our committee, stepped up, helping again coordinate, making connections, going and dealing with contracts, stuff like that. Matt Favreau, helping to be a conduit with the village and helping make those communications available. Bob St. John, I mentioned him earlier. We couldn't do it without him. Jacob Kaye, Lisa DeRocher, she's overseeing the craft fair that's going to be at the rec center. We haven't mentioned that yet.
Yes.
Jason Thompson, who helps us with some of our signage and traffic patterns and stuff like that, and just general around good guy. Jackie Barcombe. So there's lots of people that are actively working to make this happen. And even though that list may sound extensive, it's not. We could use another 20 people. The only way we're able to do this is through the volunteerism of those who are willing to step up, and this is a year-long effort to make this work. So I don't want to sound negative, so please don't get me wrong, but when there is negativity that surrounds the events and the festival, you have to remember there's only so many of us, and there's only so much funding that we have available. So if there's something you'd like to see, if there's something that you feel is not being done well, we encourage everybody and anybody to come and be a part of the committee, because that's how we can get more done, and we can expand, and we can have more if we have more hands helping. Many hands make light work. It definitely helps. So anybody that's out there that thinks, hey, I'd like to get involved, please reach out to us via Facebook, reach out to us via our website. We meet monthly all throughout the year. They can contact the American Legion here. We will make sure that you get involved if you want to get involved.
Yeah, Stars and Stripes on the lake.
That's correct.
Yes.
Yeah, and Rouses Point. Let's throw Rouses Point
Yep.
there if you want to find that on Facebook.
Yes.
I don't think there's too many Stars and Stripes on the lake.
No.
Nope.
Nope.
That they would find otherwise. But once in a while you come up with a name and you find out there's 18 others
Right.
around the country. That
Yeah,
have this.
it's kind of unique. So
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why it sticks around.
Yeah. So again, if you like what you see, they can still use your help. But
yes, of course.
for the complainers out there, roll up your sleeves and show them how it's done.
Yeah.
Come help this committee to do something that you think should be done. Because you guys are doing so much. I couldn't think of anything that you should be adding to this, but
Especially when it's running all weekend.
Exactly.
It's even let's go and think about another festival in our area that's been around for a long time, St. Mary's Bazaar, right? Well, they're down to one day now, and they're down to a select number of hours. That used to, I remember obviously you remember, I remember too that was a weekend-long event, and they were open super late at night, and it was the place to be. When you don't have people that can help, when people are not willing to step up, it really does make a difference. Yeah. So, and the partnership with the village is great, but we can't always lean on them to do all of the heavy lifting for the things that we need in terms of cleanup and in terms of making sure things are open. They expect the committee to take care of those things. So otherwise, actually, we have to pay for those things, because those employees are exactly that. They're employees of the village, and it's gonna be on a time clock. So
Right.
Yeah.
Unless they show up after hours and help out. But yeah. Okay. Anything else?
Do you want to talk about the parade route?
Yeah. So the parade is. I think we are one of the few nighttime parades for. I would say any celebration.
Right.
Most times people are having parades. They're noon or 1 o'clock. We are an evening parade, and the reason why we do that is to allow people to not have to spend copious amounts of time here waiting for the next event. So the parade and the fireworks are connected to each other. So you can come up and enjoy food and games and music, and then you've got the parade, and then you've got the fireworks. You've got a whole day's worth of entertainment. So the parade starts at 6:30. We launch out of the Bell Camp parking lot. So entrance for those who want to be a part of the flow, the flow of the traffic in the parade, they come in on the West Gate entrance, which is across from the fire department. But we launch everything out of the Montgomery entrance exit of Bell Camp parking lot. So it starts going up Montgomery, and there's a quiet zone there as well, something we've introduced starting last year for those that have sensory concerns, so that way everybody can enjoy the parade, whether you're a child or adult. So in that section, the members who are in the parade route will not be blaring their horns. They will not be sending their sirens on go. They will be quieting down music if they're playing it, so everything will be tamped down. It's not going to be completely, utterly silent,
Right.
but everything is just so those who want to enjoy the parade at the level that they can enjoy the parade, it'll be in that part of on Montgomery Street. And then after it leaves Montgomery Street, it crosses over Lake, it goes upstate, and then it turns on onto Maple. And then so it turns left on Maple, goes all the way down Maple, past where Pfizer used to be, past the school, all the way down to Champlain Street. Then it turns left again, heading towards Stewart's and the T-junction with 9B, right where so Stewart's and the Saxony. Then it takes another left and goes all the way down Lake Street, all the way back down here to basically where it started at Montgomery. So it does a big, huge rectangle through the village. And I think we're told by people that take other parades that we may be the longest parade route in Clinton
Yes.
County. So anyway, it's about 2 miles if you do
I was
if you do
gonna
the,
say,
if you do
yeah.
the whole loop. So
Yeah, and those guys, the veterans carrying those flags.
they earned their keep
They
that day. So
do.
yeah, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
And the judging reviewing stand is near the end of the parade, so they've been carrying it a long time when they get there.
Yes, and of course that's always the start of the parade. Montgomery post 9/12, they're the start. So,
Right.
and we thank their color guard and all of the veterans that are going to be in the parade, honor flights there, and then we're going to have the Grand Marshal. And speaking of that, the Grand Marshal's actually right here. Yeah. Very kindly, Calvin has agreed to be the Grand Marshal for the parade this year. And thank you very much for doing that.
Yes.
Your longtime service to our community with Hometown Cable, the multitude of local historical events that you have captured and continue to capture and are available for anybody all around the world is really remarkable. So beyond that, your public service as county legislator, and I could go on, right? The idea is you've earned the post, and we're very excited that you're going to be the Grand Marshal this year.
Well, the way Jason approached me, he said, "We're desperate. We can't find anybody."
That's not true. That is not true. It's not true. I think my words were, the committee has asked me to ask you if you would like to be the Grand Marshal this year. I believe were the words, but I don't believe desperation was in there. But I don't know. It was early in the day, I think, when I asked you. So maybe, I don't know. And thank you for saying yes.
Yes, we do appreciate it.
Yeah. I told Jason I haven't ridden in the parade since probably John O'Loughlin graduated in '66, and he was driving the car, so it's probably '67 or '68. Just around the corner here used to be a place called Hutchinson's Pontiac.
Okay.
And he was driving a Pontiac, and I hopped in the back seat with him and went through the parade route. So it's been about 60 years since I've been in a parade.
Well, you're long overdue then.
Exactly.
So you're going to be right towards the front. So you're going to be nice and early in the parade. So many thanks for that. And speaking of parade entries, you should be like Calvin, and you should say yes to being in our parade.
Definitely.
This parade is attended by many, many people that are not just from the Champlain, Rouses Point, Morris area. They come from Chazy, they come from Beekmantown, they come from Plattsburgh, they come from Vermont. I know people that come from Dannemora, they come from Cadyville, they come from all over the place.
In Canada.
And Canada, that is correct. So your opportunity to be seen by a lot of people all throughout our area is this parade. So please consider whether you have a business, you are part of a civic organization, you're part of a fire department. Please, there is no limitation to what can be in this parade. Well, maybe there is, but
Keep it clean.
that's right. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
But for the most part, it's pretty open for anybody to get involved.
Yeah, and you go along that parade route, and there's hardly an area without people.
Correct.
It's
Correct.
just 2 miles of people on both sides of the street, and I have to correct myself. Maybe 5 or 6 years ago or more, I think Brian Jefferson was still on the village board here in Rouses Point, but he was working on the parade, and we hopped on a wheeler and we went around the parade route before the parade, so I could get a video of the parade crowd
cool.
before the parade. So we did do that, and yeah, like I said, there's people on both sides of the street all the way around the village. So.
But also speaking about the parade is we should probably mention our theme. So we want
Yeah.
you guys to come decorated out in the 80s because we're going back to the 80s this year. So it's going to be a fun one. We actually had a fundraiser this past weekend for our decades party of 80s, and it was such a great turnout. Everybody that was there is so excited about this parade and the theme weekend that everyone's looking forward to it.
Yeah, I saw the Facebook post on is that Latitude 45.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? And just nonstop people in there, crowded in that place. It was an amazing turnout.
It really was. It really was. So.
And not to make anybody feel old, but the decade of the 80s started 45 years ago. So anyway, just keep that in mind. What seems like it just happened yesterday wasn't exactly yesterday. So it seems to be a fun time that a lot of people, I think, are getting into. So we encourage parade entries. We encourage people in the crowd to dress up. So throw on your best 80s hair, your best 80s clothing, lots of neon, if I remember, and get out the DeLorean and head on out to the celebration.
All right. Anything else that we need to know here? This is again starts on June 27th, the 28th, 29th, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. There's a '58 Chevy going by. Hope he comes to the parade. Yeah, yeah. I remember I was at St. Mary's and went up to the used to be Trombley's Auto Sales, where the village office is now, and went up there with Wayne Burrell. His sister was dating Dwayne Trombley, and we looked at the 58s.
Wow.
That was in 1957. And I was 10 years old already. What do you think of that? Talk about your 80s.
Oh, that's great, Calvin. Yeah. And by the way, we have cars that we want those antique cars in the parade. So yeah, bring them on in, whether they're from '57 or '87. It doesn't matter because now they all count as antiques, right? So.
Right. Yeah. So you got your notes there?
Yeah,
Anything else?
just keep in mind that we do have food trucks all weekend. So I mentioned the Saturday ones, and several of the food trucks that are there on Saturday are going to be there on Sunday as well, with a few additions just on Sunday. Cosmic Cloud, as well as St. Maple LLC. They'll also be on premise just on Sunday. So there's a variety. So even if you were to show up Friday and then come back on Sunday, you're going to get some difference in terms of music, in terms of the food offerings. Obviously, Sunday has more activities with the parade and the fireworks. So don't feel like it could be a one-day thing. It really could be a multiple-day thing.
And also on Sunday, Stewart's is donating some ice cream
That's
for
right.
the kids. That will be at 2:30 down at the gazebo near the stage. And then we also have Pipsqueak the clown coming for a show at 3, followed by face painting from her. So there's a bunch of stuff to do for the kids that on Sunday.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you mentioned the food trucks, but you already mentioned the barbecue. So
Yep.
that
Oh, yes.
supports the fire department. So
Absolutely,
Yes.
and
So-
it's super
And
popular.
It is. They sell out within an hour or two.
Make your plans because you could end up empty-handed. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
I think we covered.
Well, I
got
think yes.
everything.
Hopefully, we've enticed people to at least want to find out more, so they can go to.
Our Facebook page.
Yep.
And Rouses Point Stars and Stripes on the Lake.
Yeah.
And also our website,
Yeah, and the website address is exactly
rpstarsandstripes.com.
rpstarsandstripes.com.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of counters say, when they come here, Jay, can't believe how amazing the Rouses Point Village is that weekend.
Yeah, it's great. We're always happy to entertain, and we're always happy to have visitors come here. It makes us really happy when they can come and experience the village on the lake that we know and love, right? So they get to see a little piece of that. Also, I'll mention on that website there are vendors forums.
Yes.
And
Craft fair forums.
Craft fair forums, because the craft fair is what day again?
Sunday. It starts at noon.
So there's opportunities where you can set up out on the lawn. There's opportunities to be in the rec center. Is that correct?
Yep.
And you can
Weather permitting.
Yes, and there's a couple of And then, yeah, so that's right. We're going to have great weather this year. We're going to have great
Yes.
weather this year. We're getting all of the rain and all of the gunk out
Yes,
of the way now.
now.
That's right. And also the parade form is online. So there's still lots of time as we're taping this, still lots of time for people to get involved, sign up, get your business in the parade, get your craft fair form filled out. Get your if you're a food truck or you're a food provider, you can still sign up to be a part of that. So we still have all of that open now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And if anyone wants to volunteer,
Yeah.
feel free to reach out.
Please.
Yeah, because even though you're this far along, you still need volunteers. You still need help to
Correct. Yeah.
pull all this off.
That's
So,
right.
Mhm.
That's right. And we should. Can I say one more thing? Actually,
say a lot more things.
So okay. So it just dawned on me. There's a couple of things as we finalize this year. We're already thinking about next year. Okay.
Yes.
So next year is going to be a big year because not only is it a big anniversary for our country's independence, right? Which is,
Could be.
yep. So 250-year celebration. The semi-quincentennial has already kind of started with Paul Revere, the Lexington and Concord. There's going to be there's even a talk that's going to be done here in July by Bob St. John to commemorate the Rouse family and their work. So a revolutionary to celebrate the 250 there. And next year will be the big stuff because that's the signing of the Declaration of Independence, and it's the Revolutionary War was already a year on, but there was other stuff that was happening. So we're already gearing up for the big 250th. So the more people we can have involved, the more ideas people have, that will allow us to really make the 250th celebration super big here. So we're already thinking about next year. Yeah.
Yeah, we can't forget the importance of this lake. On July 4th, again, 1609, that's when Samuel D. Champlain, the first European, came through here, and you could stand on these shores here in Rouses Point and see them. And these battles that we had, the Battle of Valcour, the Battle of Plattsburgh,
Yes.
all those British
Yes.
troops and ships came through
That's right.
here. You could stand on the shore here and watch the ships go by.
Yeah.
You could stand over at northeastern Clinton and see the troops of 1814. So,
That's right.
So much of the history started right here with this country. So
Yes, that's right. We have ties to our pre-country existence, so going even back to the French and Indian War and stuff, to all the way to our American Revolution. It was right on this soil. We have a rich history here, and we should be celebrating it. And so we might as well put on a big party to help do that.
yeah, on June 6th, 1760, that you talked about French and Indian War, Rogers Rangers at
Yeah.
Point of Fair. That's where they fought, right there.
That's
It's
right.
just a couple miles away from where we're standing.
That's
so,
right.
So yeah, even before this, we had a nation here. We had a lot of history going
You
on.
got it.
All right. Thank
Yeah.
you very much, folks, and keep up the good work.
Well,
Thank
thank you,
you.
Calvin, and I guess we'll see you in the parade.
We'll see. I don't want to scare too many people away just yet, but we'll see. Thank you very much.
Thank
you for being here. We
All right.
appreciate it.